Hello, everybody. Welcome to another United Talks live. Welcome to United Talks podcast. Today, we're going to basically just be, talking about the news, all things that have been in the news. I've been trying to research some valuable news for you guys, like basically, so we don't have to start relying on certain things, like with regards to just rumors and stuff. Then we analyze them if they're real or if they're true. But in other news, I digress from Man United news because it's our biggest rival. What is going on with Liverpool? Like, I'm watching the game now, so it's not like maybe I'm seeing the scoreline or the live score to kind of like, suggest that maybe they're not playing well or stuff. And as I'm talking, they consider their third goal. Liverpool are 3-0 down. Rúben Amorim just scored the third goal. So I'm asking myself, what is fundamentally wrong with Liverpool? What is going on? A team needs momentum. They need momentum. They need to thrive. They need to win games. You come against Crystal Palace, a strong Premier League team. This is the perfect time for you to actually take the opportunity to use some of your tactics that have not been working in the league to try to win the game, the Carabao Cup, albeit you want to do an Alex Ferguson and lose to Crystal Palace with your kids, literally. You started with some of the strong boys, the fringe players, with Chiesa up front, and then guess what? You lose 3-0, embarrassingly, at home, at Anfield. Yeah, and it's not just wants to get sacked, but it is what it is. I'm just looking forward to the big content creators and fans. I think Rúben Amorim is celebrating or is doing this. I don't know what you call that, but looking forward to. I mean, Oliver Glasner has beaten Liverpool twice in the season. That's crazy. One at home, one away. Oh man, Salah scored the 2 goals, and then you have what's his name? Rúben Amorim scoring the last one. It's crazy. Fans are already walking out the stadium. My days. Come on. One sec. So, yeah, fans are walking out. This is crazy, man. Don't want to spend the next one. Yeah, on the press again. And Brighton are losing to Arsenal 2-0. Just to give you a bit of a score line, I think score update. I was watching the game. That's why I just kind of Chelsea again and their red cards. 90th minute, 3-4 Wolves. And who got a red card? Liam sorry if I laughed. Liam Delap just came up from injury and got a red card. Oh my days. They just want to continue with the red card. Liverpool have a red card, by the way. We got a red card as well. Yeah. 90 plus 1. Wolves came from, I think, 2-0 down to score 4. What else again? Right. Well, Brighton are losing 2-0 at the Emirates. Newcastle are losing to Tottenham. Are winning Tottenham 2-0. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, can you guys tell me what is going on at Liverpool? What is going on? You come with like the actual academy players to play this game, and you think it's a nothing game. Crystal Palace don't care. They started with Eddie Nketiah, and they brought in Jean-Philippe Mateta. That is what it is. Oh man, that is crazy. Absolutely crazy. You play Chiesa as a striker? Oh my days. Anyway, it is what it is. So Napoli are interested in raiding Man United, basically, for Kobbie Mainoo. So the raid continues. Mainoo dilemma, McTominay's twist, and Amorim's secrets. Those are the things we're going to cover in this live. So welcome. And now you're locked into this stream, and you need for all the major headlines coming out of Manchester United. there was something that happened yesterday, but we'll talk about it as well. We're talking about transfer sagas heating up, the stadium drama, and that's, I mean, the delay with the stadium, and the tactical shift that's secretly winning games. But let's also start with the transfer story that is, you know, turning into a nightmare for Manchester United, and that is the Napoli trap. Oh my days. Yeah, it's so disappointing to watch Liverpool lose to Crystal Palace like this. And Crystal Palace are using the second goalkeeper and a mix of, they're not even using Wharton and co. Yeah, it's so disappointing. Anyway, back to, so Napoli's winning formula and the Kobbie Mainoo obsession. Napoli, the Italian champions, aren't just winning games, they're winning the transfer market by raiding Old Trafford. They found a winning formula, signed the talented but often frustrated Manchester United star. So they started with Scott McTominay, $25 million $25 million bargain. It started with Scott McTominay when he left in the summer, left last summer for a fee of around 25.7 million. Many United saw it as a good business, but Napoli, however, and this was 2 summers ago, I believe, 2 summers ago. Napoli, however, saw a player who was, simply being misprofiled as a defensive midfielder. Antonio Conte immediately pushed him further forward, and the results have been nothing short of sensational. Just checking out the game again, and Crystal Palace are attacking, and oh man, they just want, oh my days, they just want to pepper Liverpool, like peppering them. Oliver Glasner is so excited and happy, but it is what it is. Maguire is actually, yeah, I think the game is done. My days, man. Like, Liverpool are in 6s and 7s. Yes, they're not using their first team, but it's embarrassing. It's against Crystal Palace, man. Like, you're looking for momentum. This is the best time to get momentum. This is the best time. Now you're losing 4 games in the league, and you've lost 5 games in 6. Wow. 5 games in 6. My days. Anyway, so basically, when he left in that summer for £25.7 million, many United saw it as good business. Napoli, however, saw a player who was simply being misprofiled and was moved forward. And Conte immediately pushed him as a forward player, and the results have been nothing short of sensational for him. This is not me being revisionist, but I'm trying to get somewhere with Napoli being interested in Man United's players. In debut season, in his debut season, McTominay scored 13 goals and registered 6 assists in all competitions, leading Napoli to a Serie A title, and he became Napoli's MVP for that season, I believe. Then you now have he was crowned, Serie A MVP, and placed 18th in the Ballon d'Or shortlist, a staggering turnaround for a player many critics once questioned. I mean, Jose Mourinho had belief in him, so whatever. Yeah, he's gone. But there's also, anyway, we'll talk about it. Now, he's also continued to be in his red hot form this season, already scoring 4 times. Napoli knows that they have a gem, and they are now desperately trying to keep him, despite the reports that McTominay was growing weary of the intense public glare at Naples, and was open to a Premier League return, with Spurs, Newcastle, and Barcelona linked. So, with that news, he says Spurs, Napoli, and Barcelona open to a Premier League return, with Spurs, Napoli, and Barcelona linked. Is Barcelona a Premier League team? That's the thing, you have to think about it. But it is what it is. Napoli are ready to act. Sources now say that the defender is extremely happy in Naples. The Arsenal game is done. They brought on Saka and he finished. Chelsea beat Wolves 4-3 and continued their red card streak. Swansea lost 3-1 and it's 90 points. 90 plus 6. Newcastle at 82 minutes. Winning Spurs. Maybe we'll just go to that game and finish it up there. So basically, this was I mean, everybody started talking about Napoli being like, McTominay being such a good player, on form and everything. And the truth is, I'm not gonna lie, he's been on form, but it's not like we want him back. But there's also a rumor that he's going to he's looking towards a sensational return. But then Napoli want to offer him a contract. That's what I finally found. He's loving life. Scott McTominay is loving. Okay, Newcastle are pressing Tottenham Hotspur. So McTominay is loving life at Conte, and the fans treat him like family. Napoli is reportedly planning contract extension talks in January to tie him down to 2030 with a significant release clause, aiming to crush the interest from his former home. So aiming to crush our interest. Nothing major with regards to Napoli's interest in Kobbie the fight is ensuing. Joelinton and Xavi Simons. That is crazy. They're gonna get yellow cards, both of them. I mean, this Tottenham team, they even had Colomwani. I think Joelinton and Xavi Simons they're both getting yellow cards for fighting. My days. Imagine Joelinton fighting a little kid in Xavi Simons. Yep, everybody's getting yellow cards. Let's see what happens. What happened? Okay, tried to dribble him. Ooh, come on, bro. Why did you even sit over him? Even Kudus as well. Joelinton is crazy, man. What kind of tackle is that? That's a very stupid tackle. Very stupid. It's nonsense. Anyway, so Kobbie Mainoo is a target for Napoli in January. And this brings us to the latest potential most painful target. Most painful because we as United fans, we want Kobbie Mainoo to stay, even though we're looking for how he's going to fit into the system. But he's a target for Napoli. Napoli have expressed interest in Mainoo since the summer, and now that interest is intensified into a fresh swoop for the January window. Why now? And that's the question. First, Napoli has an injury crisis. Antonio Conte is dealing with a catastrophic midfield injury list. Star player Kevin De Bruyne is ruled out for a muscle tear that will keep him out for like 5 months. Central midfielder Stanislav Lobotka is injured, and to make matters worse, Andre Frank Zambo Anguissa will soon depart for the Africa Cup of Nations. So they have no midfield, literally no midfield. Let's see what is going on here. Kudus went for Elanga. Okay. Wow. Kudus should be targeting Joelinton, not Elanga. Joelinton went for that dirty tackle. Dirty player. Anyway, Anguissa will go to the African Cup of Nations. Now they will have a massive gap to fill, and Kobbie Mainoo is their top priority. I don't know how true that is, but we're going to see how things pan out. Now, Mainoo's frustration. 20-year-old midfielder has seen his playing time severely limited, clocking only 138 minutes this season in the Premier League, across 7 Premier League games. Also, this term, he requested a loan move in the summer, which was blocked. And there was news I brought to you 2 or 3 days ago stating that the stating that the transfer of Kobbie Mainoo is going to be blocked as well. He desperately needs guaranteed minutes to reinvigorate his chance of making the England World Cup squad. 2 years after his breakout season earned him a Euro 2024 call-up. For United, the stance from the manager Rúben Amorim is clear. He is unwilling to see him exit, even temporarily. Amorim believes Mainoo needs to develop further and will have opportunities, saying, I believe a lot in Kobbie Mainoo. I think he can do much better. He can improve a lot. United will face massive tests of resolve in the coming weeks, and Napoli's need, coupled with Mainoo's desire for minutes, creates a powerful push factor away from Old Trafford. Now we have to think about this from this perspective. Oh, the referee stopped the attack and Newcastle are clapping. Look at that. How does that help now? How does that help? Referee was running and the ball hit. Oh my days. It is what it is. Now, with regards to Kobbie Mainoo, I've said this time and again, basically. So I'm going to say two things now. The first thing is Kobbie Mainoo definitely get playing time, because obviously there's some players we have on our team that are going for the African Cup of Nations. So most definitely he will get playing time. We have Ahmad, Mbeumo, and Nusayr Mazraoui. Speaking of Ahmad and Mbeumo, they are kind of the two best players we have on the right side, so Kobbie Mainoo will have to step up when the time comes. That aside, then we now have a situation where what's his name? Ooh, Newcastle have a counter attack, keeper clears it, and that's a new keeper. Anyway, now, the second thing I want to say with regards to that is the fact that Rúben Amorim has said time and again what he wants Kobbie Mainoo to develop. Three things: rhythm, mobility, and speed. Rhythm, mobility, and speed. These are the three things Rúben Amorim has said he wants Kobbie Mainoo to improve on. And in as much as we want to deny it, that's the fact. Because we saw it in the game against Brighton over the weekend, where, usually Rúben Amorim will sub Casemiro for Kobbie. For Ugarte. He would sub Casemiro for Ugarte, but on that day, big up to you, ITN. On that day, he subbed Casemiro off for Kobbie Mainoo. They ran throughout midfield for 10 minutes, from 70 to 80 minutes, until he brought on Manuel Ugarte to kind of steady the ship. By then, they had scored one goal, and then when Ugarte came in, they scored in the second goal through the corner kick, and that was it. So, he still hasn't found his Kobbie Mainoo is just like the Paul Pogba of his time, basically, not knowing his position, whether he's a 6, a 8, or a 10. Amorim prefers him as a 10, and also has preferred him as an 8 as well. We'll make of it what we will, but it is what it is. We have to just keep at it and hope that Kobbie Mainoo will eventually turn up when the time comes. Other things that we're going to talk about, obviously, this whole Kobbie Mainoo thing, you guys know my stance on it. I'm definitely not letting him go. We need him because he's a midfielder, he's an option. And we have busy games coming up from December, right? And I also saw something somewhere, maybe it's a notification, that the Premier League are trying to take out the Boxing Day fixtures, but we shall see how things pan out. Now, the next one is the future of the stadium and stadium development delays. The future is on hold and the stadium development delays are there, and it came out this morning. So we're going to move from transfers to infrastructure. Now, the ambitious plans for the new £2 billion Old Trafford Stadium, affectionately nicknamed the Wembley of the North, are facing major delays. Jim Ratcliffe's ambition to replace the historic Theatre of Dreams with a 100,000-seater stadium by 2030-31 season has hit two major roadblocks. And we're going to talk about them. We've talked about this before, but new updates came out today. First one is the land acquisition battle. We're in one of the best moments of the league from under Amorim. Okay, league. Now, ITN says we are in one of the best moments in league form under Rúben Amorim. I just feel like suspension, injuries, AFCON, or the lot will trigger a backfall of some stage. Okay, a backfall of some stage. And we have to be sensible and humble. Yeah. At some stage we might get a backfall, so we have to be very sensible. That's facts. ITN is saying that obviously with all these things coming up at the same time, we're definitely gonna have, some sort of issues. So we have to make. So this is how I think about, and I'm pretty much like you thinking about this. This is how I think about the AFCON situation. I feel, don't worry about the AFCON. We have a whole month to plan, 2 weeks out of November, so we're going to have 2 weeks to play in November, towards the end of November, and 2 weeks in December before the AFCON. The AFCON is taking place from the 19th, so I'm believing they're going to go away in a week, so a week before, maybe the 14th. So if we play this next couple of games, and we play this week and the Spurs game, and then after the Spurs game is the international break. Then after the international break is 1 November game, 2 December games. Then after the December games, after that first 2 December games, I think the AFCON guys go to AFCON. So if we can just try to win these games leading to December, I think we'll be fine. Because Rúben Amorim might have had a plan already in place to cover for this, but we just needed that momentum, and that is what we need going into the Forest game. So it is what it is. So it has all finished 2-0, 2 goals from Voltamade and Shah. They call him Voltamada and Shah. Fabian Shah for Newcastle, 2-0 against Spurs. Spurs are out of the Carabao Cup. Big teams are out of the Carabao Cup. So Liverpool are out of the Carabao Cup. So who's going to challenge Man City? Because Man City won 3-1 today. Who's going to challenge Man City? Who's going to challenge Chelsea? Maybe Chelsea and Man City face each other, and Man City just whoop Chelsea. But it is what it is. And I think the Carabao Cup has now become a distant past for Man United now. Like 3 seasons ago, my days. How time flies. Anyway, so I'm not worried about it. Well, just like ITN here, I'm not worried about the AFCON, but it is what it is. Now, we have the land acquisition battle going on right now. The hurdle that remains, the fight to acquire the land behind the Stretford end. This land is crucial for the new development. The Freightliner, the company that owns the land, Freightyard, has reportedly rejected United's 50 million bid or 50 million offer, demanding a staggering 400 million. This was rumors from like weeks ago, but yeah, we need to just acquire that land to be able to build the stadium. So then, while United remain confident that they will resolve this through compulsory purchase order CPO, the process is lengthy and complicated. So that's where the delay is. And then there is also the design team division. The second and more immediate problem is the loss of the lead design team. Foster and Partners, the firm mandated to oversee the new Old Trafford, has reportedly sent their stadium team to Italy. Their focus now is on designing the new San Siro Stadium, a 71,500-seater ground for Inter and AC Milan, who have finally received the green light for the project. The division of the design team, the diversion of the design team means that Old Trafford project is effectively on hold, pushing already ambitious 2030-31 deadline further into the distance. I don't think that is. So I'm just reading the news anyway. I don't think that is the. That is going to be the case. It's the design team, not the construction team. The design is done, but I don't know. You guys, this news, when the news comes, I just ask myself, what's the point? There was one I saw, and after reading it, okay, let me just tell you what I saw. I'm going to try to tell you and try to remember what I saw, basically. I saw that they said that Bruno Fernandes took Matheus Cunha under his wings and has been helping him to integrate himself into Manchester United, and that their shared language, as they both speak Portuguese, their shared language helps in the communication. And I'm like, what sort of news is it? Have you listened to Matheus Cunha? Does he not have Premier League experience? Is he not a man? He's 25 or 26 rather. And then you say, oh, Bruno, 31-year-old, has taken him under his wings. Like, is he an academy player? Oh, you might say, okay, they're best friends and stuff, or they're good friends, but you say he's taking him under his wings. That is ridiculous. But it is what it is. I saw it and I was like, no, I'm not going to bring it to the guys here on United Talks Live. I'm not going to bring it here. I'm just going to banter about it. But yeah, the next one I'm going to talk about, I'll leave it for the next so that we can get these other ones out the way. This one is with regards to Andre Onana. Now, there is talks that Andre Onana has undergone a resurgence, and that he has been named as the wall at Trabzonspor. Former Man United goalkeeper Andre Onana has found his form on loan at Trabzonspor. He has kept 2 clean sheets and posted a save rate of 77.8% in the Turkish Super League, earning the nickname The Wall and emerging as a dressing room leader. Yeah, Man United. Okay, Carabao Cup 4th round scores. Grimsby Town lost 5-0 to Brentford. Wrexham won 2-1 to Cardiff. Arsenal won Brighton 2-0. Wolves lost 4-3 to Chelsea. And let's see. I think they're going to do the draw like almost immediately. Then we will know who is playing next. Chelsea continue their red card streak. Yeah. Ironic, Onana is now in form in Turkey on the Class League. What a joke. Yeah. Bro, that's the news. Like, when I see the news, I'm like, what is going on? Like, when I see the news, oh, is that supposed to be a banter thing? Oh, it is what it is. Anyway, when I see the news and I'm like, what is going on? Like, Liverpool started the game with the tifo. 41 minutes, they were that 1 goal down. Sorry, I digress. I'm just watching the highlights here. I want to see the goal that Ismail Assar scored. Whoop! 1. Deflection of Joe Gomez. Imagine Liverpool starting the back 4 of Robertson and Joe Gomez as the centre backs. That's crazy. Robertson is just out of sorts. Liverpool are going through it, man. So, back to Andre Onana. Like, he is earning the nickname The Wall and emerging as a dressing room leader. I mean, what do you guys think? Because this is crazy. It's crazy. Now, United have already moved on, seeing Senne Lammens as the long-term solution. Onana's permanent sale next summer would, however, provide a boost to United's transfer budget. Facts. This thing about Senne Lammens. Senne Lammens has played 3 games. Yeah, rough road. Reds rough road. Since the loss at Crystal Palace September 27th, they've snapped a 5-match winning streak with a 2-1 loss to Manchester United. Lost 4 straight EPL games, 4 losses all of last season. First team in EPL history to win first 5 matches and lose next 4. Records upon records. Anyway, my sister is a Liverpool fan. I'm gonna banter her. So, well, we've moved on from Andre Onana. Now, Senne Lammens has played 3 games and won all 3. Has a 100% win rate. That's the report that's been going on in the media. ITN is saying the media structure is so high, any ex-player or on loan etc is getting clicks and traction for just being associated as Man United clients. It is what we know them this by now. Yeah. We know that that's what they do. They make us do like a revisionism, basically. We just revise and revise and revise and oh, which player, this player would have been here. He's keeping a clean sheet, this and that. So it's crazy. Now, United continues to scout talents. And I brought you one yesterday, and we'll talk about him now. I'll give you like the full player profile. But United continues to scout for future talents, including Ayub Buadi. Ayub Buadi is a midfielder in Lille, reportedly tracked for a possible £40 million move. There is the Angelo Stiller and Carlos Baleba. Angelo Stiller is one that we all know what is going on. Basically, Man United are looking at potentially trying to get him in January, I think, and maybe summer, considering that that is for Angelo Stiller. Considering that we're looking at Stiller, Carlos Baleba. I think Baleba just played this Brighton game. I saw him. They got ripped in the midfield. And Arsenal played kind of like their fringe players with Mainoo as striker. They didn't have Gyökeres and stuff. They scored 2 goals. It's crazy. Anyway, we have Carlos Baleba, midfielders being monitored on that short list. Carlos Baleba's stock is going to be reduced from that 100. Now, Brighton will wish they sold Carlos Baleba last year for 120, but it is what it is. The next one is Kevin Boubacar Filin. He is a striker at AIK, which I talked about yesterday. I talked about him yesterday. He's a powerful. Bro, did you see Diego Leon? Yeah. I said, I talked about it yesterday. I watched that. So, ITN is asking, bro, did you see the Diego Leon under 21 goal running the whole pitch? That boy has talent as a fullback. We need to get him to produce. Yeah. Now, I was going to talk about that Diego Leon. You know, Diego Leon, his first few weeks at Man United, I think he was a bit overwhelmed by what he saw. That's why his shoulder kind of dropped a little bit, and then his mentality had to take a shift. So I think what Amorim did was to step him down to the under 21s, play there for a bit, gain some maturity, understand the league, understand how we play English football, and then you can come. Like, the guy was a beast in that game, the last under 21 game. I think it was against Tottenham Hotspur. They beat Tottenham Hotspur 4-1, and he scored one of the goals, driving from like the mid third of the, like, in our own half. He drove with the ball, a few ricochets here and there, but dribbled past a lot of people, ran to the post and scored. And the young boys were so excited about him and all that. I loved it. I watched it. And what happened was, I saw the highlight, then I went to look for the full game, and I watched like, I think 40 minutes of it. Like, it was, I went to look for the full game. I saw the full game, but I saw the 40 minutes squeezed out one, and I watched it. It was pretty great. Yeah. Now, Kevin Boubacar Filin, they call him Filin. I've heard someone call him Filing. It's Filling. Well, Filing. He's a powerful 16-year-old Swedish striker with 9.4 to over 10 potential, who is being compared to profiles like Šeško and Isak. Now, I will see if I can find his profile, because I read it and I was like, this guy is a good player. He looks like a decent player for a 6 foot tall player and all of that. Yeah. Let me see if I can find that. I saw the profile somewhere. Excuse me. Let me see if I can get it. Just a quick second. Yeah. So, yeah, there's something we'll talk about, which is a chaos. He's clearly too good for the average. Yeah, ITN is saying he's clearly too good for the average under 21 level. Yeah, he's a good player. He's played first team for the longest time, so it's expected that he's gonna, deliver. Now Kevin Philin, the new Manchester United target, is a mix of Sesko and Isak. That's what people are saying. He was born in 2008. He's Swedish. He's a striker. That's for AIK. Potential 9.4 over 10. 7 appearances with Alex Vansen and 2 goals in that team. Alex Venskan. Yep. Swedish under 17 international. He's a powerful young forward with a strong physical presence who combines pace, strength, and natural instinct for goal. He likes to play on the shoulder of defenders, using well-timed runs to get in behind and finish decisively. Confident in one-on-one situations. He's efficient rather than flashy, focusing on sharp movement, clean touches, and precise finishing. The guy is 16, bro. He's 16. Said yesterday we can take a risk with feelings. The IK guy, as we don't we don't have so much of a central forward apart from Sesko. Despite the age, he handles senior level football with maturity, pressing intelligently and showing a tireless work rate. That is a profile of Manchester United strikers. He's a complete modern forward in the making. Remember the name. That is what it is. Now we will talk about one news. I think before that, we'll talk about that news before we go on a short break. We'll talk about what news where I think it's Stiller. Yes, Stiller. Before that, let's just go on this break quickly. If Sesko gets injured, we have no number 9. We have no out and out center forward. This is according to ITN. Says Cunha is gonna fill in, but that's it. But when he's not a center forward, we should have options. We also have Xerxes, but I think Xerxes is a 10 and a 9 and a 9.5. So it depends on how Amorim sees him. So we'll go on a quick short break and I'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as relates to Manchester United. ITN here is saying Paul Zexi is a footballer, but no identifiable position he can build craft from. I don't know what to make of Xerxes in this situation though, but it is what it is. Well, we're going to talk about another news with regards to Angelo Stiller. We talked about him, but he has been on Manchester United's shortlist. Xerxes, we all said 9.5, 9.5, 10. Yeah. Xerxes is a 9.5 and a 10, so he can fill in those positions. But yeah, it is what it is. Another one is that Jason Wilcox is understood to be one of the influential figures around Europe who has monitored Stiller more over recent years. So Manchester United are surely very attentive to him and his development, and that is according to Fabrizio Romano. Stiller is one of the names on the list, but not the only one, as Carlos Baleba and more players are being followed. This is with regards to Angelo Stiller, and that is the update from Fabrizio Romano. And then we have this report from Opta, and it says Bryan Mbeumo has made 141 off-the-ball runs in behind defenses in the Premier League this season, 19 more than any other player. I said this in my match preview, that Bryan Mbeumo has made 100 and over. So Man United have made over. So I saw a stat somewhere where the Man United had made over 130 off the ball runs, and Bryan Mbeumo has made more than half of those. And I'm seeing another one where this is from Opta Joe, that Bryan Mbeumo has made 141 of the ball runs behind defenses in the Premier League this season, 19 more than any other player. Wow. But it is what it is. I'm not going to look for that stat. I don't want to look for the stat. Let the stats speak for themselves. Man United are doing well. They've been doing well for a long time. We're going to talk about the tactics in the next section of this live. But it is what it is. And there was one that I saw yesterday. I was surprised. It's amazing. It was posted yesterday. I saw it on X, and I saw it on Center Devils as well. A fan causes chaos at Carrington, and Center Devils can exclusively reveal the bizarre details to a fan causing chaos at Carrington Training Center. This is by Solly Talks. Manchester United are on the winning streak, blah blah blah. Gains victory against Brentford, Liverpool. Did they say Brentford? Wow. That's why it's crazy, man. So it says Man United are on a winning streak of 3 games now after victories against. Let me come to ITN's chat before we go on. ITN is saying Stiller is that weird looking guy we need. His football skill is most important. We need some ugly faces, just being honest. Yeah. It's funny, but I like Stiller. I haven't watched so much of him. I'm gonna focus on that. I'm going to try as much as possible to try and see as much as I can watch of Angelo Stiller. Then I can be able to talk about him. I'll see. I will not do a player profile until Man United have gone in for him. So, but I'll see what I can find out about him. I know if he fits into what Man United needs at the moment. So, Center Devils, yeah. I don't want to criticize anybody. Let me just read, and I'll tell you what I found. Center Devils is saying that they can reveal that the bizarre details of a fan causing chaos at Carrington Training Center by Solly Talks. He said Manchester United are on a winning streak of 3 games now after victories against, hear this, Brentford, Liverpool, and Brighton. When? It was Sunderland. Brentford, anyway. It is what it is. The Red Devils face Nottingham Forest on Saturday, 1st of November, in what will be a huge game. It's a huge game, obviously. It's a huge game. I'm already preparing the match preview for that, because we need to dig deep into how Forest play and what we can do. For the fans, Amorim delighted as Man United secure 3rd straight win. All 4 of United's new summer signings have hit the ground running, respectively. It's 5 if you want to count Diego Leon, but it is what it is. Bryan Mbeumo has 6 goal contributions. Okay. 6 goal contributions in his first 9 Premier League, in the first 9 games, and recently won the Premier League Player of the Week award. Okay. Benjamin Sesko grabbed an assist against Brighton last weekend and already has netted 2 goals this campaign. Senne Lammens has been nothing short of spectacular. Speaking of Senne Lammens, we have to talk about this. The guy just does the basic things and keeps them basic. Nothing very spectacular about him. He's a good player, very good player, but he does the basic things and keeps them basic. ITN is saying, I'll still take Baleba. All this nonsense in the media and fan channels are saying he's not that good, but end of summer we're desperate for him to join. Makes no sense. Take him first. Yeah, he's young. That's another thing. He's 21. I will not come here. I'm not going to be like all of those fan channels. I'll just come here and try to just yap. I've seen him a couple times. Watched him for Cameroon. Watched him for Brighton. I think I even paid attention to him even more when we were playing against Brighton, even though I was kind of focused on our team, but I was watching what position he's taking. In this game against Arsenal, I watched the game at least for the first half and some part of the second half. There was this long drive he made from the midfield, carrying the ball, and Arsenal players were following him, and then he made a through ball, and the player didn't act his wrong in order to hit the ball, and Adizabalaga got the save. So it is what it is. Yeah, so Senne Lammens here, he does the basic things and keeps it basic. And Man United fans have been crying for a goalkeeper that will do just the basics: save the ball, make those clutch saves, punch when needed, grab when needed from the air, high claims, just do the basics. And Senne Lammens does it. But in truth, that is what Man United fans have been crying for. So they've hit the ground running. Cunha, Mbeumo, Senne Lammens, and Sesko have all hit the ground running. They've either got a goal. They've all got goals except for Lammens. Lammens has got a clean sheet, so he's hit the ground running. He's got 3 wins as well since he started for Man United, his first game, and that's why he's undroppable right now. Let's get to 5, 6, maybe. No, let's not get to 5. Let's get to 10 games of Senne Lammens in goal, and then we'll do an analysis. We'll do an analysis of what he is like. Yep. So, the training center has almost been a second home to players in recent months, with new buildings and facilities renovated. However, yesterday, Carrington was locked down due to a bizarre incident. ITN is saying Lammens has calmness, which you expect from any top tier goalkeeper. We have been starved of even the basics. Now we have it. We are winning games, and it's not rocket science, right? Yep. The defense and the rest of the team look at him already in high regards, and we have seen the players getting comfortable knowing a competent goalkeeper is at the back. Yeah, that's facts. I just remember something. Do you guys remember when Onana came in the first time and was shouting at Harry Maguire? Was it the Wrexham game preseason? He was shouting at Harry Maguire. Shouting. It's like, yeah, I'm here. Telling him, like, what are you doing? Da 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 da. Take control. Blah 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 blah. Now, who is laughing last or laughing best? Right, who laughs last laughs. He who laughs last laughs best. It is what it is. That's the proverb story. So yeah, so Carrington was on lockdown due to a bizarre incident. Center Devils understands that a fan got into Carrington yesterday pretending to have a trial before being kicked out. Ooh. He's described as a young adult and said to the security that he had a trial at the club. The young man caused a stir and was demanding a contract from the staff at the club when they realized he was lying. He said phrases like, I can play midfield. I don't know how this... Okay. He said phrases like, I can play in midfield. The intruder was escorted out pretty quickly, with one source believing the man was some social media influencer recording a prank video. Which, with such a roller coaster ride of emotions for United this season so far, this made a lot of coaches and players have a good laugh when they heard about it, and the Red Devils will be aiming to continue their good run of form into the weekend. Yeah. Anyway, it's a funny one. It is a funny one. Yeah, but it is what it is. The fan is super interesting. It's an interesting one. The years of shouting goalkeeper has to ITN just said something, but I'm just let me read it. ITN says the years of a shouting goalkeeper has to earn that right to shout first. Hence, Schmeichel earned it over the time. Lammens can shout in a few more times. Sure, trust me. Lammens shouts, but he doesn't shout at players for doing what they don't know what they're supposed to do. He shouts basically for the basic things. So cover your space, don't let that shot, don't let that cross, and things like that. Man United will wear, this is another news, Man United will wear the third kit versus Nottingham Forest. I don't know why we can't wear the white. Yeah, maybe because Nottingham Forest are wearing red. Why can't we wear the white one? Oh, okay. Starman Dave says this is the first time Man United are wearing 3 kits in 3 consecutive games. I saw that stat. I don't know how, but it's Starman Dave anyway. Man United are preparing to travel to City Ground on Saturday, November 1st, to face Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. The Red Devils head into the game in resurgent form, having won their last 3 matches on the trot, scoring 8 goals and conceding 3. After a shaky start to the season, which included EFL Cup second round, trust me, yeah, we have not had a shaky start to the season other than that Grimsby game. The Grimsby game was the killer, but it felt like we were losing too many games. But we haven't actually had a shaky start to the season. The games we lost: Grimsby Town, Arsenal, Man City. Which other games did we lose? Brentford. Ooh, yeah. So Brentford, Arsenal, Man City, Grimsby. Grimsby was a draw, but ended up being a loss because we were knocked out, and Brentford have knocked them out. But Brentford, Arsenal, Man City, we've lost 3 games, drawn 1, won 5. We are at the basic first stage of forming chemistry between the goalkeeper and defense. ITN saying we have not sorted this since De Gea started to decline rather. But in his prime, he was that level. Yeah. This is in response to Senne Lammens. So we haven't really had a shaky start to the season because we've had the hardest start to the season in the Premier League, particularly. We crashed out of the Carabao Cup, no doubt, at first attempt. Yeah, I'm going to play with a player that was not registered. Anyway, after the shaky start to the season, which included EFL Cup second round defeat to League 2 minnows, Grimsby Town, Premier League giants are slowly getting their act together. United are now 6th in the league table after 9 games, 6 points behind leaders Arsenal. The Red Devils last recorded 3 consecutive wins in August last year when Eric Ten Hag was still in charge. United on the rise. The game against Forest is a chance to build on their momentum. That's why it's going to be a momentum kind of game to find kind of consistency and stuff. As United put for the top 4 finish this campaign. The West Bridgeford side are 18th in the Premier League after 9 games and haven't won a league match since August. Red Devils, on the other hand, have already beaten Chelsea, Liverpool, and the league this season, and arrive at the weekend's game on the back of a 4-2 win over Brighton and Hove Albion. United now announced that they will wear their third kit for anything United announces is news. Anything that comes from the Manchester United website is news. It gets clicks. Once you repost it, it gets clicks. But it is what it is. We wear the third kit against Forest on Saturday. United will wear the black for the second time this season. United debuted their all black in 25-26 Adidas kit, third kit, in the 3-1 defeat to Brentford at the GTEC Community Stadium last month, but had to wear yellow shorts and socks to avoid a clash with the Bees colours. The Red Devils have now revealed that the players will don black shirts and shorts this weekend, but pair them with yellow socks to avoid another kit clash. kit clash. What does Forest wear red and red or red and white? Okay. Their statement read, Man United will be wearing our third strip for Saturday's Premier League clash at Nottingham Forest. It represents the second outing of for the team in the Adidas black jersey. After that, debuting at Brentford in September. This will be the first occasion that our men's team has worn black shorts this term, but the socks will be yellow as they were at the Cheetah Community Stadium. Forest, of course, play with red shirts and white pinstripes. Yeah, as well as white shorts and red socks. So yeah, don't want to cause confusion. Then the pink goalkeeping top will be worn by Senne Lammens, which brings me to one thing I noticed before we talk about Amorim's tactics. A fan came out and was ranting, oh, why is Bryan there wearing pink? Blah, 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 blah. What is he doing? Is he a lady? Is he a girl? Blah, blah. I saw this fan and I was like, I saved this video because I wanted to see his video. I wanted to react to his video when Man United starts winning. Man United have won 3 since then. And I will react to it at the right time. Now, the pink goalkeeping top will be worn by Senne Lammens for the first time if selected, as Artemendas was between the posts against Brentford. United and Forest have met 87 times in their history, with the Red Devils winning 43 and losing 27. However, the West Bridgeford club have won their last 3 league meetings with United. That is where you see there's a pattern to the games that we're winning, right? We won against Liverpool because we've been losing there or drawing at their home at Anfield, and we won against Brighton because we've been losing consecutively at their home and at our home. They won us twice last season or 3 times or whatever, and now we're facing. Are you seeing a pattern, guys? We're facing a team that's beaten us twice consecutively. I mean, the last 3 league meetings with Man United. The next team we face after them is Tottenham Hotspur, who have beaten us 4 times last season. Records are there to be broken. You heard it here first. Records are here to be broken, and I believe that Man United will get maximum points from these 2 games, Forest and Spurs. But let's focus on Forest first. ITN is saying that the fixtures of having a difficult start doesn't even faze me, as I know we turn up against the bigger teams usually. It's the mid-table and lower teams we need to pick the 3 points, and that's statistics. Yeah, that's tactics. Yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Spoke facts there. Yeah. So we'll debut We'll debut our 3rd kit again. Oh no, not debut. We'll play our 3rd kit again. I think I'll try and do something next stream, maybe by tomorrow. Try and see if guys can actually see the chats that we drop on the screen so that we can actually read it all together. But it is what it is. Amorim's secret, the tactics or the tactical shift to winning games. Now, I saw this on the Athletic. Because of what the Athletic have done this season, I don't really trust anything that they bring. But I'm going to just bring it to you and we'll analyze it together. Amorim's secret, the tactical shift winning games. Did Amorim... Now my question to you guys, put in the chat. Sean Dyche called out Amorim and said he would have United in a better position. Yes! Thank you, ITN. Sean Dyche called out Amorim and said he would have United in a better position, and he showed up with he showed chest. Yeah, if we lose, I'm gonna be mad. I can't lie. I remember that it was the overlap. Was it the overlap? The overlap. Yeah. Stick to football. Overlap. One of them with Gary Neville and Co. Came out and said, oh, I would have United in a better position. With that scruffy voice. You remember his voice? Yeah, I'm going to have United in a better position. You know, when we have to defend well, and I'll change the 4-2-3. Am I getting it? He said, oh, I'm going to change it to a 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-2. And then when we do that, we're going to defend well first, and then we can transition to playing in the midfield, and then eventually we'll play. Guess what? He's at first. He hasn't won a game Oh, he won in the Europa League. Yeah, he won in the Europa League by 2 penalties, but has played 4 games, won 1, lost 3. Yeah, we should give him his 4th loss in 5. Yeah, I believe Man United should be able to deliver. Especially teams that will struggle against. Amorim will be coming out with momentum and kind of like bite for this game. So despite the chaos surrounding thank you ITN, it's an excellent Sean Dyche impersonation. I never thought I could score it, but it is what it is. Thanks. So it said, despite the chaos surrounding transfers and infrastructure on the pitch, Manchester United is in resurgent form, riding a wave of 3 consecutive wins, and now sitting 6th in the Premier League. So he's saying, yeah, when I get the chance, I'm gonna do like a 4-2-3-1. I'm gonna do a 4-2-3-1. I'll first work on the defense, and then eventually we move up to the midfield, and then we put the ball up to the striker. I'm gonna make Højlund better, and I'm gonna make sure that. Oh my days, this guy is crazy. Not the overlap. It is what it is. So, after 3 consecutive wins and sitting 6th in Premier League, Rúben Amorim has stayed true to his 3-4-3 system. And the data shows key tactical changes behind the winning streak. And that's a lie. That is a lie. This is according to the Athletics, by the way. This is according to the Athletics. The fact is, my question to you guys is, has Amorim changed the system, or has Amorim tweaked anything in the system? I don't think so. I think he's just doing the same things, but doing them better. The players understand. The first couple of games, we didn't even have Šeško starting. The first couple of games, we didn't even have Mount starting. Mount missed 2 games, and those 2 games we lost. So he missed the Brentford game and the Man City game, and we lost. So we didn't even have Šeško, Cunha, and Mbeumo starting at the same time. They were just gelling, coming off preseason, playing against Arsenal, played really well. Remember, Mount and Cunha and Mbeumo played in the first game against Arsenal. And then Amorim hadn't figured out his midfield with Casemiro and Bruno, or the combination of Ugarte and Mainoo. And I'll tell you this, Rúben Amorim wanted to start the midfield with Ugarte and Mainoo, but eventually he switched it up and went back to the experienced head, because he had 4 preseason games, right? He tried 2 with Ugarte and Mainoo, tried 2 with Bruno and Casemiro, and eventually he started to work. We've been doing the long ball system since. Bryan played the first, so Senne Lammens has played 3 games. Bryan has played 6 games, and then Onana has played 1. Now, in the 6 games, Bryan is not tweaked much, apart from I see the goalkeeper hoofs it when it's needed, and the defense played direct, so we can get on the second ball. Apart from that, it's the same. Yeah, ITN is saying he's not tweaked much. Yeah, it's the same. Now, if you look at the Arsenal game, we had some long balls too there. If you remember those ones that were passing to Cunha, who was taking 1-on-1 and all that. This season, we have not played from the back as much. But I saw that playing from the back tactics, we're doing it. We do it. So right now, what is going on that most people think is happening is that we are evolving, and as we're evolving, when you don't know what to expect from us, because we already know what we want to do. And that's why I tagged my match preview for the Forest game as game plan, because there is a game plan for that game, and we will see. You'll see that the match preview tomorrow. I tagged it as game plan because, in fact, Man United are planning aggressively for that Forest game, because Sean Dyche is another long ball specialist. Let's not kid ourselves. He did it at Burnley, he did it at Everton, and will potentially do it, at Forest and stuff. But that's aside. But the Athletic are coming out to tell me that Rúben Amorim tweaked some things to make sure that he gets wins. How? Do you know that we scored Sunderland in the first half, the 3 goals we scored, 3 goals, 2 goals, 3 goals. The goals we scored Sunderland were scored in the first half. Immediately Sunderland figured it out. They switched to a back 5 and squeezed the pack. I can understand. I saw an analysis from the Sun, and for the first time, I think I kind of agree with them. I can understand that maybe there were the players became closer to each other, but that's not a tweak. That's like they've been playing with each other, but maybe the distances were a bit farther from each other, but they have become closer. The defenders understand when to press and when not to, but they've been doing it before. I remember a game I did a review on where West Ham, I remember West Ham, Man United pre-season, the goal that Bowen scored from the right side. I'm closing my eyes because I'm picturing everything right now. And in that game, Amorim screamed at Matthijs de Ligt to press high. And the moment he switched off, Bowen got the ball through and went and scored. I could remember, because in pre-season, you can, I'll come to you, ITN, we can try so many things and all, and then you can actually hear the manager scream the players' names, and he shouted Mata, which means press on him. Like he shouted at Mata, you should understand what to do, press on him, right? And then obviously ITN is saying we can still control games when we lead or when we're losing, and this is a major factor, control, and that's what Amorim always wants. 3-0 up versus Brighton, and again we couldn't manage and control. And Amorim said this exact thing that ITN is saying, that he said it in his press conference before the game. He said we want a situation where we can control games. We want a situation where we can manage games. This is what his exact words, manage games and all that. But in the analysis from the Athletic, they're saying Amorim made some key tactical changes that led us to have this winning streak. One thing I'll say is that Amorim played the way he had a game plan against Liverpool, played that way because he had a game plan against Sunderland, who beat Chelsea, by the way, played that way because he had a game plan against Chelsea, played that way because he had a game plan against Liverpool and Brighton. It didn't work against Brentford because Brentford were up ball specialists. That's what I'll call them, up ball. They were doing keepy uppy with us, and they did the same thing to Chelsea, I think. But number one thing that the Athletic is saying is that Senne Lammens, so it's like, I want to get annoyed, but there's no need to get annoyed because they're rich baiting. The Lammens long kick revolution. Check the beginning of the season, check the stats. Altabander had good long pass accuracy. Who played the long ball that led to Chelsea getting a red card? Sanchez getting a red card in Chelsea game. Altabander to Sesko, and Sesko flicked it. So there's nothing revolutionary about the long ball, but it is what it is. The most dramatic shift in the change is in goalkeeping philosophy since Lammens replaced Altabander. United averaged 23.2 launched goalkeeper passes per 90 minutes and is the most in the Premier League. A 76% increase compared to last season. If you're comparing to last season, I can understand. But since the beginning of the season, we did long balls. The emphasis on short, patient build-up is gone. That's a lie. We've been doing short, patient build-ups. We did it against Sunderland. We did it against Liverpool. We did it against Brighton as well. The goal that Cunha scored was a ball recovered. Bruno passed it, and Bruno was involved again. 2 goals Bruno was involved in. Bruno passed the ball to Casemiro, chested down, half volley. Casa chested down, passed it between the Brighton players, and then Cunha scored. So they're saying that there's an emphasis on short, patient build-up is gone. That's a lie, but it is what it is. This season features an even 50-50 split between short and long passes from the goalkeeper, aiming to get the ball forward faster to create direct attacks. You said 50-50 split, but you also said emphasis on short passes. it's a combination, and that's the thing. The team has evolved. They now understand themselves better. It's just, yeah, Athletic just need Chad to keep them. Yeah, they need Chad to keep them relevant. Amorim has slightly changed as he knows his job is in the light, and the players can do what he believes they should. So yeah, so we're just playing direct. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. They put out stuff, and you think that, oh, this is like insightful and stuff. No, the stats show you that we definitely have played 23.2% long goalkeeper passes per 90 compared to last season, but it has started since the beginning of the season. Don't tell me that that's the reason why he's got the winning streak. That's a lie. It started since the beginning of the season. We started the season, lost to Arsenal, draw to Fulham, lost to Grimsby Town, lost to to Man City, win against Chelsea, lost against Brentford, won against Sunderland, won against Liverpool, and then won against Brighton. So 10 games, we have 5 wins, 4 losses and 1 draw, if you count the Grimsby Town as a loss. So yeah, to start faster attacks and stuff, that's a lie. Now, number 2 thing they said is aggressive defense and cross stopping. These guys, aggressive defense and cross stopping. We've been doing this for a while. Lammens' arrival has also changed the way United defends their box. The percentage of crosses United's goalkeepers are attempting to stop has jumped by more than half, indicating a far more aggressive stance to eliminate danger before the shots are taken. Maybe Lammens claiming the ball in the air. You can say that he claims more balls in the air, he has more high claims. But you're saying that we have had, nah, man, shot stopping. Yeah, you remember De Ligt was complaining, maybe you didn't watch the game, but remember De Ligt was complaining to Amorim that he's been pressed by 2 players, Gakpo and Kerkesh in the midfield. But it is what it is. It's the Athletic. We got to wrap it up quickly. Number 3, direct attack and elite creativity. That's what they said. The new direct approach is designed to maximize the threat of United's pacey forwards and world-class creators. I mean, we've been doing that. We did that in the Champions League a lot last season, or Europa League a lot last season. This season, we just signed better players and better executors. We knew that goals were the issues, and we sorted them out. Bryan Mbeumo, basically, we're looking at the stats now. Bryan Mbeumo, he has 141 off the ball runs, 19 more than any Premier League player, highlighting the strategy of utilizing pace and running in behind defenses. Bruno Fernandes, 4 chances created, chance creator of the season every year, the most in the Premier League this season, demonstrating his continued role as the team's creative hub, now fed by faster transitions. I mean, Bruno has been doing this for a long time. I don't know where this conversation about Amorim tweaking the system didn't tweak anything. It didn't change anything. And I saw for the first time, I think Mark Goldbridge said something. Maybe I'll see if I can. Let me not play it, copyright. Mark Goldbridge said something, and he said that Amorim outers believe that they want to change their mind, so they want to say that Rúben Amorim must change the system so that they can be right. But he didn't change anything. I had an argument with somebody last Friday, or in a live conversation on TikTok, and they were literally arguing and saying basically that Amorim must change the system. We're defending in 4-4-2. I'm like, that's a lie. And the way he called the 4-4-2, I mean, it's an absolute lie. I saw another video from The Sun. They actually described that the system is the same. And for the first time, I believe The Sun in that one, because I saw the video analysis. System is the same. If you look at the average position of players, it's pretty much the same. So you can't say they've changed and all that. Amorim made United faster and more direct, maybe, proving that the issue wasn't the 3-4-3 formation itself, but the style in which it was being executed. I mean, we all saw with our eyes playing out from the back, and players just had no idea what they were doing. He scrapped that and said, just move the ball forward quickly. And that is, everyone can do it, right? So we have scored many open play goals through which is encouraging. The goal Mount versus Sunderland, Mbeumo, numerous also. Arsenal are top because they have mastered physically. So they have mastered physically set plays, more set play goals. Yeah. So ITN is saying basically we scored better goals, and we switched from kind of less playing from the back and hoofing it long, which might be true, but we did more of that this season than last season. You know what? In our next watch along, I'm going to count how many times we did the playing out from the back versus the playing long balls. We'll do more playing long balls, but I'll count it. We've scored many open play goals more than Arsenal and all of that, but it is what it is. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining. I mean, we'll analyze this another time. I think tomorrow we'll do another one again. We'll see what the news is saying. But thank you so much for joining. Thank you, ITN, for joining. Thanks for making this conversation interesting. And I really enjoyed this chat. We'll continue it. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much for joining. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything. I should list too much. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye. And God bless.